Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be doing a little bit of just a rant. Yet again, Tony, ranting? Crazy, I know. I've only done like one of these, trust me. But I think this is the worst thing Caleb has ever added to their game. Obviously, that maybe there's some other things, but recently I think it's the worst thing Caleb has ever added into their game. And it is status plus ailments on the ground. It kills off like every character in the game except for like one. It's similar to when they ended up doing very hard guild quests and they split up the phases, because beforehand I think it was like Squad 0 and Human and another one were like mixed in one. Some of them were mixed. The PvP killers, I believe, is what they were, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, once they split it up, they had to change all the status elements. Every single NAD unit was completely trash at that point because none of them had the correct ailment resistances. It was a terrible time for guild quests. There was one character, I can't remember exactly who it was. I want to say it was the Quincy Ichigo at the time, but I could be wrong. He was a pretty decent lead at the time, and then he gets frozen now. I don't even know if he has an immunity, actually. I don't even know where the hell he is. But it just reminds me of back then when it was just like one of the worst changes you could like possibly do. Like, at least with like power creep, like damage wise, it's fine because it's like, okay, you can at least get dupes for older characters. But now it's like Kenpachi, what if they do status element plus on his? It's gonna be super annoying having to avoid the pools and all that. Like, can you avoid it? Yes, but it's just obnoxious. And the main culprit in this now is the new limit break request. This is what's really spiked my hatred for the status element plus pools. They're not fun. They're just really annoying difficulty, and it's not even difficulty. Like, at least like HP increase, as I said before, you can just get more dupes, and that's how you make the damage increase not as annoying. But in Limit Breaker, this is the worst one I've ever done. Genuinely the worst one I've ever done. And I have 2 out of 3 pretty good units. But Oetsu, he is not immune to the freeze pools. And the size of the freeze pools they put on the poise enemy stages are ridiculous. Like, it's literally my entire screen, except for this little border around the edge that you can like kind of like try to force the enemies into, but if one of them get out of there, then you're screwed because you have like nothing to actually like put the enemies in place and like keep them in the corner or anything, because if you move too far to the left, you're frozen. Like, the instant you touch it, it feels like status element plus inflicts you immediately. It's pretty egregious. I am not a big fan of it. I really hope they remove the status element plus or make it a way where we can actually get to 200% without having to summon for the new character. As I said, HP, understandable, there's going to be power creep in the game, but this isn't power creep. This is basically just kicking aside every character previously made in the entire game. I don't know if characters with complete status immunity have this. How is it worded for Ichigo? Because I know he has like the new immunity, but I know some characters, all status element resistance. Okay, so that's what it's called. Gremmy had complete status immunity. Does he have the same buff? I don't think he does. I'm pretty sure it's different. So Gremmy is going to be cucked as well. All status element resistance, only 100%. So he can still get frozen, if I'm not mistaken, in the status plus. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. But you're literally cucking every single character in the game up and until the 10th anniversary characters. Like, why? There's no reason to literally kill off every single character in the game. Even the new, like, pre-Annie Byakuya. Like, it's kind of similar, I guess, to how Mugetsu was, because he doesn't have Killer Plus. That's one of his big downfalls, no Killer Plus among Debilitator, but still, him not having Killer Plus really killed him off once they added Killer Plus on the 9th anniversary, because then every character forward ended up getting that, and they had to design the HP around that. And this is just pure... It's just annoying. It's incredibly annoying having to dodge the enemies, having to watch out for the freeze pools that freeze you practically immediately. I am begging Klab to revert this change and never implement Status Plus ever again, because I think it is a terrible, terrible, terrible addition to the game, on top of a already lackluster anniversary as well. Like, Killer Plus, like, meanwhile, it wasn't like insane, like a new mechanic or anything. It was at least just like, okay, it's more damage. That's fine. It's not like at least some characters, such as like Ishin, if they were a really good character, didn't need Killer Plus. Like, for example, like Ishin was still an absolutely phenomenal character. Some of them, Kangdu is still holding well in his own GQ. True Shikai Ichigo was pretty good. Yuha, he's still decent, but you know. And then another character, Yatru Unahana, who still held her own until they dropped the stupidly, incredibly inflated HP guild quest, which, that's another topic. No rewards on top of that is redonkulous. Pretty redonk, to be honest. Literally tripling the HP and not giving any extra rewards, Klab. Come on now. Why are you being like one of the worst companies Gacha Game has ever seen? But yeah, I mean, it's kind of my biggest criticism. Like, in Guild Quest, I will say, I don't think it's nearly as bad, simply because, you know, you have a little bit of room to move around. Kind of depends on the kit that you have, though, because I remember having to use Macy in the ranged no affiliation when it first dropped, and you could practically just stand in the middle, and if you have a vortex, it's great, it's fine. Even though she has a terrible SA1 shave, 18% shave, you could still just sit in the middle and just cook and just do really, really well. So I don't think it's as big of a thing. But when, like, character like Bambi, where she kind of just has beams, I don't know, I don't enjoy it as much, especially because it's like the skinny beams, so the enemies on the sides always live. Yeah. As for Guild Quest, by the way, I didn't clear this one because this one is terrible, using only Bambi because of how high the HP is. So I guess we'll also talk about the inflated HP, because I think it's getting really, really crazy. This one has, I believe my buddy said, 1.7 billion HP. Why? Like, why are we doing this insane HP for no reason? You're not giving any extra rewards. You're not even adding a new extra wave. Like, you could have just done that, but no, you just go ahead and boost the HP to high oblivion just so people are forced to summon. Like, it's not even like, oh, it'll improve my time. No. Like, it's practically like forcing you to summon on these brand new characters, which is pretty annoying considering we just got Killer Plus last year. We're just getting Status Summon Plus, and that isn't enough sometimes to clear these new Guild Quest modes. Like, can we not? Can we not? Yeah, so becoming Hyper Omega Casual Unk is how I'm playing the game. I'm going to probably be canceling my passes. I don't care. Everything Klab has been adding recently has kind of sucked ass. I don't enjoy the new game mode. I think it's fine, the new co-op mode. The new co-op mode is fine. The rewards are dog shit. I'm sorry, I don't care about secret link slot potions. I don't care. I'll farm the point of it. The Guild Quest changes have been very lackluster. I don't enjoy the Freeze Plus. I don't enjoy the insanely high inflated HP when you're not giving us anything in compensation. It's like working overtime, but you don't get paid. Who would do that? No one! I would rather shoot my boss than work overtime for no money. I'm sorry. I said what I said. That's crazy. Either way, and then Limit Break Request. I mean, they keep buffing the HP, obviously, because we keep getting better and better characters, and yet they end up kind of performing the exact same every single time, but it's like we just got, like, a year of power creep, and we're still barely able to get past 30s with, like, max transcended teams. But none of this, it's like, Oetsu does no damage against these poise bosses. Like, they inflated them to high, insane, astronomical HP. I tried the 10th any Rukia. She would have all the effects except for actually I don't think she's range. Actually, I think she literally has none of these buffs actually. So that's probably why. But yeah, she had the immunity, so I thought I'd use her. She does 2 damage, so she is terrible here. 2-5 Oetsu, he just does no damage. It is really annoying. The Limit Break Request mode. I am giving up on Limit Break Request now. I am giving up on Guild Quest. I am basically just existing in BBS because they aren't doing much to keep me entertained in this game. Lackluster co-op, insanely inflated GQ for no reason, no Rexer rewards. Limit Break request is incredibly just, it always has been to be fair, but the new Freeze Plus and all that is really aggravating. Incredibly must summon for new character. So yeah, a little bit of rant. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you guys enjoy the status ailment pluses? I feel like pretty much no one will, but I'm just kind of curious what you guys think. That is going to be the little rant, and yeah. I know people can be like, oh, dude, just summon for Ninny in the well, bro. You got orbs. I shouldn't have to summon 3 months in a row, bro. I should be able to take a break and chill. Like, I summoned every banner on June, every banner in July. I'm going to skip this month because I'm not going to lie. There's one good character here. And to be honest, I don't need Ninny. I really don't. I would much rather get Noelle because it's for the Toshiro GQ. And Macy looks, yeah, whatever. Don't care. So, yeah, that is going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, or maybe you guys hated it. I don't know. Either way, I am not enjoying the new changes Klab is making. Pretty much every change is disappointing. If the Epic Grade 1 is disappointing, holy shit, Klab, you need a new dev team. Peace out. Yeah, peace out.